13 floors. Will I be lucky today? I hope so. Alrighty, so stick around if you'd like to see how to make this trick. Now, because it is very similar to the downwall, I'm not going to explain in too much detail the similar parts of the trick. Now, for the base of this, we will be using 4 squares, and as usual, you will space them the same way as the downwall. Like so. Of course, if you haven't seen the downwall tutorial, you can take a quick look, and I'll still be here. Alright, next part, I will be placing bridges as usual. Like so. Alrighty, so for the next part, I'm going to begin the actual mechanism that is different. And with this, I'm going to have a purple domino that'll be on its face with its side towards you. And its left end will be hugging the right end of an orange domino, a neon orange domino, with their ends flush and with their orientation the same way. Now you're going to place it such that the left end of this orange domino will not overlap or be above this green square, the third from the left. Now the thing is, if I were to let go with my right thumb, this orange domino will tip over. So let me get another domino to go on top, which will be a nice bubblegum pink domino on its side. And you want to place it so that it is roughly centered on the orange and purple domino, and you want to again move the orange, purple, and pink domino such that there's a little gap between this square and this orange domino. Now you want to then shift this pink domino to the right so that the amount that overlaps is about 1 domino thickness. Next part, we're going to build the back of the trick with a bunch of clear dominoes, like so. Most of them will be oriented such that they are on their side with their face towards you. And again, you'll place a domino on the back edge of every square. And then bridge across. And you'll add an extra domino on the left and right side for a cluster. Like so. And now is an opportune time to start making a rally. Now here's an important bit. If you have a very short section of upwall, like 2 squares across, like this, or a little bit more, not too much, you can start your rally with a blue domino like so. This orange domino is the trigger domino, and this blue domino will hit the orange one. You can have this blue domino right there if the rally is very short, about this long. You'll see in another example wall when this case would be realistic or will happen. But in other cases, when you have a long rally that will extend all the way out here or even farther, you actually want to have only this domino and not this one. Otherwise, if this one were to fall down, it will not hit too hard on the orange domino, and it could possibly hit the pink one. So in this case, we're actually going to remove this blue domino so that there is much room, and this blue domino will hit really firmly on the end of this orange domino. And as usual, we're going to add a regular blue rally. Okay, I'll start adding the front part with clear dominoes. Now before I add more clear dominoes, I'm going to get a yellow one, stand it up on its end with its side towards you, and you want to balance it on the pink domino such that the yellow domino's left face is lined up with the center crack of the green square, like so. And I'll continue with the clear dominoes. Now we'll add a third level of clear dominoes. And to complete this level, we're going to start adding more green squares. Now, as you can see, there's a yellow domino sticking up through the first level, and it will interfere with the squares. So to deal with this, the left side can be placed as normal, but for the right side, you want to get a clear domino, and instead of orienting it like this, you want to lay it on its side with its end towards you, like so. So you can place a bridging clear domino on this right part that is sticking out, like this. Now you have a solid place to place your right square piece. Alrighty, so now we will have some more purple bridges. And let me fix this up here. And we'll begin another mechanism on the left side. Now it is just like the other mechanism on the right, and I'll show you what it will be like when you're making it much faster. So you'll have a bundle of the pink domino, the orange domino, and the purple domino like this. You'll be holding it like so. You'll be pinching it on the place where the purple and orange domino is being held, and your pinky is also helping you hold on to the package. And you have this pink domino on top. Then you can place this whole deal right here. And again, you want to make sure there's a small gap between the orange domino and this square. And you want to push this pink domino off until you have one domino thickness overlap between the pink and the orange domino. Now we are going to continue with the clear section at the back. And for now, we're going to build 2 layers. Now, as you can see, because you have this pink domino, you won't be able to make a bridge like this. So that's why it will be open on the left side. But however, on the right side, you will have a bridge. Now, before you do that, first you want to get a red domino. You want to stand it up on its end with its face towards you, and you want to place it on top like so, such that its left side is hugging the right bridge. Then you want to actually shift both the purple and red domino to the left, so that the overlap between the red and yellow domino is half a domino thickness. And of course you want it to be centered, the red domino, in relation to the yellow domino, if you were to look from this side. Okay, so next part is to place a blue domino for the start of the second part of the rally. And you want to hug it against the left side of the red domino. Okay. Then you want to place the rest of the rally as usual. When you try to space this evenly, I usually put a blue domino right there and place a blue domino like this. However, you can try your best to even them out in another fashion, so that when the rally is complete, it looks as uniform and nice as possible. Once again, you might be tempted to place a blue domino here, but if you have a long enough line like this, you don't need this, or you don't want this at all, or else it might interfere with the mechanism. Now we can continue making the clear domino section on the front. Okay, so here's one crucial thing. Don't forget, instead of keeping the right side open, you can add a bridge across like so, with another clear domino. And the left side, of course, is open, as mentioned before. Now I'll place the rest of the clear dominoes for the second level. Now, since I have the benefit of clear dominoes, I wasn't too worried about having to place this without being able to see. You want to place this yellow domino as usual, except it's mirrored to this mechanism. So this right yellow face should be lined up with the crack of the square it's over top of. Alrighty, so let's add these. And the squares. Now, if you're wondering how I'm holding these squares, this is how I'm holding them. I'm holding actually the top edge of the juncture between the two green dominoes, and I have another finger helping me again hold onto the thing. And for this split square, the right side can be placed normally, and the left side can be supported by a bridging clear domino. And you can place this green domino like so. Now, I noticed that this yellow domino was off a little bit, but it's not something to worry about. You can just pinch the two sides of the square, and you notice the yellow shifts itself like so into the right position. Now I'm going to place some purple bridges. And as you can see, we are nearly done. I'm going to get another red domino. And I'm going to place it like so and push the whole package over just a bit. And I'll continue with a blue rally, making sure this blue domino is hugging the red domino. Now, something to take note of is that at this part in the top corner of the up wall, usually this bit starts collapsing, and in an unlikely scenario, the whole thing might collapse. Now, the thing to remedy that, if you don't want things to collapse like this wall, you can add another shell of clear dominoes around this whole thing. Now, to start the trick or to enter it, you can have a blue rally enter through the left side, like in this example. Now, if this trick is supposed to work, or it does work, I mean, what we're going to have is a blue rally that enters this way. This blue domino swings that way and knocks this left end of the orange domino. This end of the orange domino goes upward, so does this pink domino, and this yellow domino then goes upward a little bit, causing this red domino to move that way, nudging the start of another blue rally going this way. Same thing happens with this mechanism, but reversed, right to left, and then we'll have another rally going on the top of the roof of the wall. Let's hope this works. In 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, some bits collapsed, and it worked very nicely. You might notice there's a little bit of chaotic action going on here, like this red domino moved a lot, and this red domino stayed put. but you can't rely on that. You want to maybe place another shell around it if you have sensitive rally stuff going on near the ground of your work surface. Now, another thing is that this mechanism will not work if you want an up wall that is 2 squares wide. You want to know how to build that? Here's the skinny version of the trick. Now, because it's very similar to the last part of this tutorial, I'm not going to describe this part in too much detail, except of course for the differences. I will describe a lot. Okay, as you can see, the base starts with 2 squares, because this is the skinny version. Now let's start a mechanism off here. And so far everything is the same. You want a 1 domino thickness overlap between the pink and orange domino, and a really tiny gap between the orange trigger domino and this left square. Now we're going to build with some clear dominoes. Like so. Now, because this pink domino is in the way, I'm going to have both sides open as usual. And we're going to start off with a blue rally on the left, like so. And then we'll continue with the clear dominoes. And before that clear domino part gets too high, we're going to add the yellow domino for the mechanism. And again, the left face of this yellow domino should be roughly lined up with the crack of this domino square. And now we're going to finish the rest of the clear portions for this level, or floor, if you will. And now we can finish off this level with some more squares. So the left one can be placed normally, but the right one will be a split square. So we will bridge a clear domino, like so, and place the 2 halves of the split square. Again, you can pinch the 2 halves together to line up the yellow domino. And we're going to start another mechanism on the left this time. Alrighty, so here's one and the only difference in terms of mechanisms. What you're going to do is, instead of placing this red domino like so, you're going to notice that there's not much room for another domino, or a blue domino, to be placed right here to start the mechanism. So actually, this red domino will be stood up on its end with its side towards you, and you're going to place it on the left part of the split square, such that less than 1/2 of a domino thickness is overlapped between the red domino and the yellow domino, like so. Now I can continue placing the rest of the clear dominoes. A key point here again is you can bridge a clear domino across like so, because you don't have a pink domino in the way here. And I'll place a yellow domino to continue this mechanism right here. And of course I'll finish with clear dominoes for this level. And we'll add some more squares. And we're going to finish off with a bridge. And I mentioned before that it is suggested that we have a casing or a shell of clear dominoes around the top part, and I will demonstrate it in the skinny version. So let me zoom out a little bit more. And what we can do now is to start building the clearer sections first. At the back. Now, because this is going to be a blue rally going this way and exiting the wall, I'm going to place another clear domino like so to make the right side open. And from there, we can get a red domino, and again, make sure there's less than half the thickness of a domino overlap between the red and yellow domino. And then we can place a bunch of blue dominoes for a rally. Alrighty, so let's make a bunch more clear dominoes surround the rally. And again, you can place a bridging domino on the left, since there is no pink domino over there. One key thing about this trick is that you have to be very careful with the mechanisms. You want to keep everything centered, because if the yellow domino, pink domino are not completely centered, or maybe the yellow domino is not completely balanced on the pink one, you might end up having the red domino tip or turn a little bit more than usual and make it less reliable, which is not good. Okay, let's see if we can zoom out just a bit more. And we'll add the final squares on top. Then what we're going to do is add an entering rally on the bottom left here. So a couple of reminders for this version. You want to have only one domino over here and nothing placed over here in terms of blue rally, so that this blue domino can firmly hit this orange end. And the way this is supposed to work, if it does, is this blue rally goes this way, this last blue domino tips over this way, and hits quite firmly on this end, the left end of the orange domino. It should go down while the other end goes upward, and the left end of this pink domino also goes upward. So this yellow domino goes upward, and thus nudging this red domino to fall this way, and that strikes this orange domino the second one up here, and the same thing happens with this mechanism but in reverse, thus triggering this blue domino rally to go that way. And since this side is open, it should fall out, and because you have this shell of clear dominoes on top of this section and this section, nothing should really fall apart except for the pink domino, the orange dominoes, if anything. Alright, let's see if this works in 3, 2, 1. Alright, one split second before I topple this. First you want to see that I have multiple mechanisms, or 2 of them to be precise, in regards to what's in this wall. Now the thing about this is you can see I have the Upwall mechanism and I also have the Downwall mechanism. What you want to do is add barriers. As you can see, I have a bridging domino like that, so that there won't be any accidental cross topple when this somehow hits that or vice versa. Tip number 2, if you have a maze wall or a skinny up wall where you have a bunch of overhanging orange dominoes like so, you might want to consider this next tip. The reason why is that if you let this start collapsing, you're going to have a bunch of overhanging orange dominoes potentially going through the void in the wall and bunch up into a really big snowball. The big problem with that is if it gets too large, it might cause the clear dominoes to slide outward, thus causing the wall to collapse. Now, also, if you accidentally set off one of these things or drop one of these overhanging dominoes downwards while you're building the trick, it will be really difficult to extract without damaging the rest of the wall. So, of course, we can add barriers. I have another blue domino here. I'll place it on its face with its end towards you, and we'll place it as a bridge across the gap here, right below the overhanging orange domino, like so. Now as you can see, I pushed it to the right such that this blue domino rally will not hit this blue bridge. Likewise, I'll get another blue domino and orienting it the same way, I will bridge it across the second part here, and this time place it to the left in the gap so that when this red domino falls over to hit the mechanism, it will not hit this blue domino. So again, when you're building, you don't want the orange dominoes to get stuck or set off the rest of the trick accidentally. Also, you don't want them bunching up into a big ball of dominoes clustered and ready to cause the whole thing to collapse. So if this works, this is a great way to do it. And of course it should work in 3, 2, 1, 0. Now here's one final and very, very important tip, and that is if you are making the maze wall with a bunch of twisty-turny paths, you have to be careful with this one scenario. Now you might have noticed when I made this rally that I placed this red domino, when I made this wall in the skinny part of the tutorial, I placed the red domino like so. I did not use the mechanism like this, even though I had the right space for it. The reason being is that if I used the wide version of the mechanism, this would not work. The reason being is that if you have an extremely short rally, that is 1, 2, or 3 dominoes in a line leading up to this mechanism, this red domino would not be able to start another rally going that way. So in this case, for sure, since you only have 1 domino, you're going to have to use the skinny mechanism. That is, you have to place the red domino like so. Now, to prove my point, I'm going to place the mechanism like this and make the whole trick break so it doesn't work properly. So let's see if I can do this. I'll set this up and we'll watch it fail. Now it's very unlikely, but it could possibly work. But this is not reliable at all. if you do it in this way. Now the reason why I am highlighting this important tip is because the last wall that you saw in the preview and in the sneak peek for this trick, I didn't know about this. I didn't know the restrictions of how short the rally could be that leads up to the mechanism. And the final wall that you saw was actually the second take, and I built that monstrous thing using the wrong mechanism for the Upwall. And that was half an afternoon used up making something that would fail. So I'm going to show you in a small case of how it will fail. And then I will cut to the clip that actually did fail of the monstrous Upwall. And just goes to show that you should always learn from your mistakes so that you'll succeed in the future. No matter how much time or resources was wasted. Anyways, this is what we have. Right now, once again, you have only one red domino hitting this mechanism. Thus, this should not work, at least not reliably. Let's hope this doesn't work. Well, that's a change. In 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, it did not cause the rally to fall over. Let's jump cut to where I had this large major fail, and let's hope you don't make the same fail. Ouch. Well, something to learn. And this has been the maze wall. If you have been watching all the way through until this far, thanks very much, and thank you for watching. In 3, 2, 1.